let's get into the real reason I don't go out to eat: seed oils. And no, you're not going to just download the app and find out which restaurants don't have them, and you're going to go to that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they lie. And when you actually ask to see their packaging of whatever oil they claim to use, you're going to be baffled that they are lying to your face. I'll get into that later. We have a lot to unpack. So let's get into it. The two things that I do eat when I go out to eat are steak, because it's always cooked in butter, and sushi, because I get sashimi, which is raw. So I'm gonna just tell you right now the reason why. And it's actually very simple. It's seed oils. Now, what are seed oils? Okay. Seed oils contribute to inflammation in the body. And we know that inflammation in the body weakens the immune system, causing chronic illness and autoimmune disease, weight gain, hormonal issues and imbalances, and even mental health issues. Yeah, even mental health issues. So I want to show you guys a few different posts that I started coming across that started raising my attention really to seed oils. I would exercise 5, 6 days a week, eat really clean to what I thought was clean. And I always had this like weird 5 to 10 extra pounds on me that I just couldn't get off. And I'm like, why do I have this inflammation in my body? What is happening to me? What is this? Why do I have acne? Why do I sometimes get depressed? Why do I have heavier periods, longer cycles? And I didn't know that it was just as simple as the seed oils. And it's in everything. I would even go to restaurants like Naked Farmer or Bolé, like restaurants where you think are relatively healthy. And you'll get a bowl with broccoli, protein, rice, you're getting all your protein, carb, veggies, all that. You're getting everything that you need, right? Well, it just cancels it out with the seed oils being there. We need to make seed oils engine lubricant again. And that's right, I said that. The seed oils that they're using to cook your food, canola oil, vegetable oil, those were once used in cars. Like, I'm not kidding. It sounds crazy. And when I first found out this information, I took it and I ran with it. I started telling everyone. And people in the food industry, like my friends that were servers, honestly were angry with me. They were very upset with me. They're like, how dare you spread this false information? I have a girlfriend that I grew up with, and she is actually a culinary chef, and she was really upset. She was like, this isn't true. And I'm like, well, it is though. It is. And if we don't talk about it, then we're just going to keep having seed oils. And no matter how many times a week you work out and how clean you think you're eating, if those seed oils are still there, you're still going to have all those issues that we talked about. Before 1858, oils were not consumed in America. People cooked with butter, lard, and tallow, healthy animal fats that have been marketed to us as cholesterol clogging fats. So, and I hear this all the time. It's with the boomers, like the older generation. They think that by having tallow is actually the fat of a cow, right? You can get it if you make bone broth, you just scrape off the top. You can get tallow if you cool, like if you make like a roast and then you cool it, you're gonna get tallow at the top of that. It's this white, creamy, thick fat. That fat can be used as skincare. Yes, as skincare. That's another secret and another topic I'll talk later about. But I mean, you think about it. What do cows have? Cows have collagen. Collagen is what keeps us young. So wouldn't like using tallow as your body cream and moisturizer essentially be like putting collagen on your body? I've been using tallow on my skin for years now and I love it. I cook with tallow. You can cook with ghee as well. Ghee is another animal fat that you can cook with. But like I was saying, I just feel like the older generation, like my grandmother and certain people, they will think that you're clogging your arteries by cooking with animal fat. And that's what the doctors have been telling us for years. Now, I'm not a doctor. Do as you please. It's your body. But I've been cooking with animal fat for years now, and my blood work is amazing. and I feel good. I feel better. My body is doing a lot better than the seed oils. I used to even eat these like protein bars. They had really good ingredients. You know, that's the thing, is that they sneak in the seed oils regardless of the other great ingredients. So I would buy these protein bars and I would be like, oh, they're so good. It tastes like a brownie. You know, it's sweetened with dates, not sugar. But I was getting these stomach cramps, waking up in the morning, not feeling right, acne, like I said. And come to find out, it's sunflower oil in the ingredients. So we have to be careful with that. What we know now is that animal fats and high fat diet actually protect your brain from dementia and Alzheimer's. Today, 20 to 30% of an average American diet is seed oils. Isn't that crazy? Like everything you cook with, it has some oil in it, right? Oil or butter. So just to think about that, it's like no wonder why everybody's still struggling with their 5 to 10 pounds. This and processed foods are the biggest dietary change in all of history. It doesn't just stop with adults. Now it's actually illegal for baby formula to be made without seed oils. And look, not every woman can breastfeed her baby. Not every woman wants to. It's a choice. You do what you want with your body, and it's your baby. But just finding that out, that baby formula has seed oils in it, like why? Why does it have to have that? Why do you have to put any oils in it? I know there are alternatives to American baby formula. There's like a European baby formula that's made with goat milk. It starts with a K. I think it's like Kindle or something like that. And I heard that that one is really, really great. And it doesn't cause like any dairy intolerance. I actually have a dairy intolerance and I can actually have goat milk. So a baby incorporates all the food it eats into new tissue in the body. A baby's body is constructed from the foods it eats the first few years of its life, which goes in to shape its health for its entire lifetime. But today, we aren't taught about the hazards in our food system, which makes sense why 50% of kids are overweight, 30% of teens have diabetes or prediabetes, and 40% of teens have mental health diagnosis. And mental health diagnoses are just so common in this country. Everybody has ADHD, everybody has autism, and it's insane. These are some of the things that inflammation can cause within your body. And mind you, inflammation is caused by seed oils and many other factors, alcohol, etc. Inflammation contributes to cardiovascular disease, breast cancer, lung cancer, arthritis and joint pain, obesity, psoriasis, allergies, eye disorders, asthma, diabetes, colitis and Crohn's disease, infections, and injuries. 10 common causes of chronic illness are: number one, obviously, the standard American diet. And why is that? Because whatever you put into your body is so extremely important. And people they don't realize this. Like, I mean, whatever's on your body, like clothing, material, fabrics, yeah, I guess it's important. But don't you think that whatever is inside of your body matters the most? More causes of chronic illness are chronic stress, dysbiosis, okay, leaky gut syndrome, which is actually extremely common with a lot of people, poor sleeping habits, aka going to bed late and trying to be on the grind, trying to wake up early, not sleeping, improper liver detoxification, which seed oils contributes to that because it's not good for your liver, excess alcohol consumption, again, to all you drinkers, you might want to cut it back, blood sugar imbalances, low hormone levels, and environmental toxins. Let's react to a couple memes. So there's an Ivanka Trump meme, and it shows her looking glamorous, of course. Ivanka's cute. Watching the kitchen to see if they use canola oil. That's so me. You know how many times I've asked them if they have seed oils, and I've been like, well, I can die if there are any on my plate. This HOE got seed oils in her crib. That one is hilarious. Like, And to those of you who ruined family dinners ranting about seed oils, I can say that. I've been to a few family dinners where I'm talking about seed oils and the reason why I don't go out to eat, or I'm telling somebody who's a mom that her kid shouldn't be eating Ritz crackers because there's seed oils in it. And I'll be looked at and I'll be like, oh, you're no fun, Maya. Apparently, I'm no fun. Another one is how I feel explaining my views on life and health to my friends and family. I can relate to this one. How Canada convinced the world to eat engine lubricant. Again, engine lubricant. When I had said this to a person I know that is a server in the industry, they were really upset. And like, why? It's not like people are coming after your jobs. We're just coming after the food industry, not like taking restaurant industries out of business. We just want a change. We don't want to be poisoned anymore. If you can put this in a car, why would you put this in your human body? Canola oil is one of the world's most popular edible oils. But 50 years ago, you would have found it only in the mechanic shop. Now, when they say edible, I feel like they're taking it with a grain of salt. That's insane. Nobody, me at 2 a.m. Seed oils take 4 to 6 years to leave the body. Which, when I tell people this, they honestly get, again, upset with me. It literally takes 4 years or more, depending if you detox your body, like working out, sauna, drinking your water. It takes 4 years. This is why it's such a huge deal when I go to someone's house and I'm like, let me make us some steaks. And she gives me an oil and I start, marinating the steaks with some olive oil. And then come to find out, she's like, well, I don't know what oil that is. Actually, it's vegetable oil. And instantly I'm like, okay, great. And I'm the crazy one taking the oil off my steak. And everybody's looking at me crazy because it'll stay in my body for 4 years. I'm not trying to have that toxin in my body tissue for that long. When you're at a party and nobody wants to talk about how seed oils are hidden in everything and stored in your fat tissue for 4 years, again, it's a big deal. And I know what people are going to say. They're probably going to roast me in the comments saying, but you have breast implants. How dare you? And you wear makeup. Okay. Now, I'm not saying take out your breast implants, stop wearing makeup. There's cleaner options. For breast implants, no, there's no cleaner options. So you're stuck with that. And had I known that these were toxic before I would have still gotten them. But the point is to lower your toxins as much as you can. When I got these implants, I made sure that I didn't drink any more alcohol, that I didn't have any seed oils or any refined sugars or things that would affect my body negatively. Because now, like I said, I have a toxin already in my body, so I need to protect myself as much as I can. And I will say this, I feel great. I feel this exact same I had before I had gotten these. So thankfully I'm good and, I'm not sick. I feel great. And if that ever changed, then yeah, I would take them out. But I really like how I feel now, no difference. And that's what I'm going to say about that. Soybean oil, sesame oil, it's sunflower oil. And you would think sunflower, grapeseed oil, oh, they're made out of natural things. They should be good. No. It's just, it doesn't make sense, but it does at the same time. Fats to eat: butter, tallow, ghee, suet. I've actually never tried suet. I think that's the way you pronounce it, but I've never tried that before. If anybody's tried it, leave a comment. Coconut oil, very high quality lard. But you notice how they don't put olive oil in there? And I'm going to say this right now. I've actually researched and I found out that I don't know if it's 70% of olive oil in this country isn't even real. And you could go out and get yourself the most expensive bottle, but is it really real? I don't know if I would trust it unless I was in Italy and I saw it for myself or something like that, Fats to avoid: sunflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, corn oil, and peanut oil. It is illegal for baby formula to not have seed oils in them to hit omega-6 targets. We live in a dystopia. That is so true. If you haven't followed the page called Carnivore or Aurelius, I think that's how you say it. I've been following him for years now. I really like the page. It's a little bit crazy sometimes, but a lot of the stuff that he talks about is true and real, but there are some rather weird things he talks about. But I learned a lot from that page over the years. The average American's body fat is now 20% linoleic acid versus 7% only 60 years ago. And I don't know if we talked about this, but linoleic acid turns into endocannabinoids like you find in pot, making you hungrier. Literally gives you the munchies. So essentially what that's saying is when you eat things with seed oils in them, it creates this cannabinoids. So cannabis, cannabinoids. So it creates this chemical in your body that basically makes you hungrier than normal. So like you're eating more on top of that. So like no wonder why everybody's walking around wondering why they're so big, like a big back, because you're like being pushed to eat more. And I know it's not just that, because as a kid, when I would have like Doritos or French fries, I would never be able to stop. Like I could be full. I could be full as heck. And then all of a sudden I'm just like wanting more and I can't stop. And that's obviously why everyone is so big. So that's what they were saying is 20% versus 7% only 60 years ago. And that's your fat in your body has that in it, inside of it. It stays there. Just like if you were overweight at one point and then you lose a lot of weight, right? Your fat cells will never die. They'll never go away. They will always remain there. They can only shrink. So the number one recommended baby formula is 42% corn syrup, 20% seed oils, 15% soy, and 10% sugar. That is literally scary, because why are we giving this baby so many toxins? Like a baby has to eat. Healthier baby is a fed baby, right? This has to stop in this country. And the more we talk about it, eventually this will stop. Inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to a variety of diseases and health conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, stroke, and arthritis. Now it says, studies suggest that omega-6 intake can interfere with metabolic processes, potentially leading to insulin resistance, obesity, and fatty liver disease. Some research, and this is from Google, so they're going to filter out a lot of the things that we need to see. That's why if you tell someone like seed oils are toxic, they're going to be like, well, Google says that it's okay in moderation, or Google says that they're edible. Okay, well, Google's going to put whatever they want first in this country, whatever they want you to see first, and it'll take you about 5, 6, 10 pages just to find the truth and for your own research. So do your own research with whatever question you have, whatever concern you have. If you're not getting answers from your doctor, if you're not getting answers from Google right away, just go further, dig a little deeper, and you'll see that you're not the only one probably having the same issue as a lot of other people. The production of some seed oils, particularly soybean oil and palm oil, can have significant environmental impacts. So it's not only going to affect you, it's going to affect the environment too, our beautiful, beautiful Mother Earth, including deforestation, loss of biodiversity, and greenhouse gas emissions. So not all seed oils are created equal. Some, like flaxseed oil and chia seed oil, are rich in omega-3s and may have other health benefits. Now, when I started finding out this information, I would say I started figuring out about seed oils about almost 6 years ago. I would say 6 years ago, yeah. And I didn't find this information out from Google. I didn't find this information out from a doctor. I didn't find this information out from anybody that is supposed to be a leader of the community. Nothing. I found out this information through Instagram. Really, through Instagram. Through just research, through holistic doctor. I found out things from just, and then now they're actually addressing the situation. Like now they're creating those apps, like I said, that will tell you which restaurants don't have seed oil. They're now, showing things at the grocery store, seed oil free. Just be careful. Read all the ingredients because things are deceiving. I'm going to tell you, someone went to Buffalo Wild Wings recently because Buffalo Wild Wings was advertising that they did not cook their wings in seed oils. They cook their wings in tallow. So this man goes into Buffalo Wild Wings and he's like, "Oh, I saw your ad and I really want some wings with no seed oils. So can I see what tallow you cook with?" And they tell him no. And he keeps pushing, and he's like, "Well, let me just go back there." And they're like, "No, no, no, no. Okay, we'll bring you the tallow." They go out, they bring him the tallow. He reads the ingredients, and it was fake. It was literally not real. It's not one ingredient, tallow. It's a laundry list of things. That's not real tallow. A laundry list of fake ingredients equals fake food. Why are you advertising this? So again, this is why I said it's so important to not trust those apps, to not just go somewhere and think, well, they said that they cook this in butter. Okay, well, here's another thing. Butter can be fake butter as well. I've gone to steakhouses, asked for a steak because I know that this is cooked in butter. It's a steakhouse. Yes, I can finally not have to cook for once. And I'll eat my steak, and within 5 minutes, my stomach is literally hurting. And I'm very sensitive to seed oils. Why? Because once you detox and get them out of your body and don't have them ever, you're going to realize how fragile and sensitive you are because you don't ever have bad things. You're not used to that. So yeah, they literally can cook your food with fake butter. I've actually seen the fake butter before, like the packaging, and it was jaw dropping. And Google will admit that this is what Google is saying because they'll try to backtrack it, but you can find that information on Google now. In the long term, excessive consumption of seed oils, particularly those that are highly refined and contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, can potentially contribute to chronic inflammation and increase the risk of certain health conditions. Oh my God, I need a drink of water. Okay. Okay. While seed oils are not inherently bad, which is not true, Google, if you can put it in a car, why am I going to put it in my body? The high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in many commonly used seed oils combined with the refining process may disrupt the body's delicate balance of fatty acids and potentially lead to negative health outcomes. Thank you for finally admitting it, Google. That part. Refining process. The refining process used to produce many seed oils involves bleaching, deodorizing, and other steps that can remove beneficial antioxidants and potentially introduce carcinogens. What are carcinogens? That's what causes cancer. And I am someone that's actually really afraid of cancer. I have a phobia of cancer because my favorite uncle recently has passed away from cancer. He had stomach cancer. He had the stomach cancer, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so intense about health. I mean, I've always been like this since I was a kid, but even more so now because you watch someone die slowly and you just think this country's food system failed him. They failed him. Okay, so omega-6 fatty acids, seed oils especially, those like corn oil, safflower oil, and soybean oil are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, particularly linoleic acid, which we talked about earlier, that stays in your fat tissues for 4 to 6 years. While omega-6s are essential, the high levels and the imbalances with omega-3s, which are often found in smaller amounts in these oils, can contribute to chronic inflammation, like we talked about. So finally, Google's admitting to it. And it says that it can cause diseases and health conditions, including heart disease and so forth, like we talked about. So these will be the 8 industrial seed oils to avoid that will damage your health: canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, and rice bran oil. Okay? Then colon cancer linked to seed oils. Doctors warn cooking oil used by millions may be fueling explosion of colon cancer in young people. That is so scary. Like I said, getting sick is so scary. And last thing I want to go over, are seed oils really that bad for you? These are some of the things that can happen: inflammation around the body, increased weight, harm to reproductive system function. So that means your testosterone if you're a man, your estrogen if you're a woman. If you want to have babies one day, it will affect that, and that's scary. declining fertility rates, increased oxidative stress, aka cellular damage, which is what ages you. So it literally ages you, weight gain, migraines and headaches, higher amounts of processed contaminants like carcinogens, like we talked about, more brain plaque development, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease, just like I said earlier, derived from genetically modified crops. So it's also a GMO, raises omega 6 to omega 3 fatty acid ratios. This is linked to a host of potential health issues, such as impaired neurological development. So I believe neurological development, what is that, autism, things like that. Anyways, I just want to wrap this up on a lighter note. The human body is incredible. We can detox within days. They say that you literally grow an entirely new body in every 7 years. That's insane and so breathtaking. I've known people that have smoked cigarettes their whole life that never got lung cancer, and that once they quit, their body literally regenerated right back to normal. I also know the opposite of that too, but it's nice to know that your body is this regenerative, detoxifying machine. And it's also nice to be aware and know the truth about things. So I really wanted to share with you this health video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what next topic you want me to cover. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. Bye.